10 things you must stop doing to your dog. You're probably dying to become a dog parent. But before you do that, there are a few simple things you need to keep in mind. Taking good care of a dog isn't always as easy, and even the best-intentioned owners might make a mistake or two along the way. According to vets, there are several things you should never do to your dog. To know the 10 things you must stop doing to your dog, keep watching. Let's dig in. Number 10. Not bathing or grooming. Dogs must be bathed and have fur trimmed regularly. Unlike cats, most dogs struggle to keep themselves clean, and if they go too long without a wash, they might get skin diseases like parasites. Your furry friend doesn't require baths every day, but do keep them clean. Visit your dog's vet regularly and get their skin and claws checked at least once a month. Number 9. Hugging. Have you ever questioned why your dog stops when you give them a warm hug? The answer is simple. Most dogs just don't like being touched. It can cause a great deal of anxiety in certain dogs. If you can't stop embracing your dog, or if you have a youngster who enjoys giving doggy hugs, we recommend approaching from the side at your dog's level and letting them come to you. Offer interaction rather than restraint. If a dog leans into you, it means they are open to a nice hug. But if they're struggling to get away, loosen your grip and let them go. Number 8. Not clipping their nails. Does your dog flee when they see you approaching with the nail clippers? They aren't alone. Dogs hate having their claws cut, ears cleaned, and mouths examined. But you simply have to do it. Overgrown nails can be uncomfortable, and frequently inspecting your dog's ears could spot an ear infection before it spreads. We recommend gently stroking your dog's paws, ears, and teeth continuously and providing treats to make it a happy experience. Next, practice the correct method with a vet or groomer before doing it on your own. Number 7. Going for walks when it's hot. If you haven't walked barefoot on a scorching sidewalk or driveway in a long time, you might like to give it a try the next time you take your dog for an afternoon stroll during the summer. According to Falls Village Veterinary Hospital, if it's too hot for human feet, it's too hot for your dog's paws. The hot pavements can burn your dog's paw pads, in addition to causing heat stroke. Dogs cool themselves by panting, but it's ineffective, especially in hot, humid conditions. Moving your walks and runs to the early morning or late evening allows your dog to exercise all year round safely. Number 6. Pulling their leashes. Pulling on your dog's leash may be required sometimes to keep them from rushing into danger. But if you do this all the time, it could eventually lead to a neck fracture. Some dogs appear to be so focused on getting to their destination that they forget about the human holding onto their leash. So when you yank it, it's not only an unpleasant surprise, but their bodies are in a state of calm. So you could potentially injure them since they are not prepared for it. It's not only harmful to you and your dog, but it's also irritating. It's also not required. When your dogs tug on the leash, it shows they are paying attention to something other than you, explains Fred Zorn, a dog trainer in New Jersey, and creator of the children's video dog training series, Pipe Cleaner Pups. You should aim to make the dog want to be with you. In this manner, let the leash transition from a control method to a means of communication. Never use a leash to enforce punishment. A leash can crack a hyoid bone near the base of a dog's tongue. These fractures can lead to a variety of issues. It is also harmful to use a choke collar which tightens when the dog pulls away. These collars can induce incomplete hanging, in which the dog dies from the tightness of the neck while still on the ground. Number 5. Not setting boundaries. You wouldn't let your youngster run wild in your house, and your furry friend is no different from a tiny toddler. Boundaries keep your dog safe, explains Melanie Phillips, owner of Delightful Dog in Marietta, Georgia, and a trained professional dog trainer. Boundaries can save your dog from unexpected disasters like drowning in the pool or playing with knives in the kitchen. Drag a 6-foot-long leash around the home with your dog. Step on the leash when they stray into an area you don't want them to go. When they look back at you, provide a treat and divert them. Just don't pull on the leash. It's there to teach, not govern. Set them up for success by restricting their access to locations where they are not allowed when you are not there. Number 4. Not being creative with games. Going outside to play simply means chasing the ball for many dog parents. They like other games as well. The first is tug of war. Dogs adore tug of war, and it has no link to aggressiveness, especially if you alternate who wins, says Megan Ropsky, a veterinarian and clinical behavior resident at Virginia's Animal Behavior Wellness Center. Tugging also teaches canines an important skill: impulse control. The game's over if their teeth or nails ever contact your flesh. We can explain it with a girl named Phillips who plays a training game with her canine students called Automatic Check-In, in which she rewards them with a goodie when they stare at her without being told. The more your dog looks at you, the more things you can ask of them. When games get predictable, they get boring. And when they get boring, your dog will find a different stimulating activity that may or may not be dangerous. So hold their attention and get creative. Number 3, forcing friendships with other dogs. You wouldn't like it if your friend unexpectedly turned up to a brunch with their friend and now you are forced to socialize with them. So don't do it to your dog. Some dogs like romping with the pack in the dog park while others are scared. Your role is to assist your dog in finding its happy place. Not every dog is a social butterfly. However, there are varying levels of certainty. Some canines may get along well with one dog but get uneasy in a bunch. If that describes your dog, we recommend forming a small group of safe dog buddies or limiting interactions to one dog at a time. Whatever you do, don't keep your dog in an uncomfortable environment. Scared dogs can turn violent. Number 2, changing the rules. If we know one thing about dogs, it's that they love to delight their owners. So why is your dog refusing to listen to you? You're probably not being consistent with your rules. Our animals like consistency because it establishes that critical link between an event and how you want your dog to behave. Changing the term you use, such as down for off, confuses your dog. We also advise making a daily program and sticking to it. That way, your dog won't demand playing while you're working. Number 1, only training at home. Anyone who has ever had a dog is familiar with the scenario. Your dog is a pro at sitting, staying, and getting back when called home. However, when you introduce them to a new location, they appear to forget their name and everything else you've ever taught them. That, according to experts, is typical. People prefer to practice at specific times and in specific places, making a dog extremely proficient in those areas only. You must take little steps toward your goal. For example, going to the shop and engaging with them in the parking lot on a quiet day. If they do well, they will be promoted to the next level. If they become overly eager and refuse to listen, it simply signifies you're moving too quickly. Continue training at home and rewarding positive behavior, and they will soon get there. So, were you doing any of these things with your dogs? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Thanks for watching.